Hello Exiles, Editing Red here, and I almost forgot to add something that happened on stream yesterday to my video you're about to see. But luckily I didn't. Yeah, well, the thing that happened makes me consider how will I approach this league basically, and I think you're not gonna see any juicing strategy on this channel, at least for this event. And this is the reason, the pure excitement. And yes, my throat did hurt after that, since I'm still sick. Yeah, enjoy.
Brother's gift duped! No, no!
Easy. Keep the decorum. Hello Exiles, and welcome to a new video. And this one is an update for my the Volcanic Fissure of Snaking Behemoth build, trying to stack attack speed and Fortify. Yeah, currently level 91, Exalted Behemoth, almost 92, and let's jump straight into the gameplay showcase. And I'll show you Delve, because that's the content I wanted this build to do. So I'll show you Delve, currently at depth 253. But I'm gonna show you this one. Unfortunately not the boss. I tried to record it before, but yeah, honestly, my damage sucks. So I'm gonna show you something like this. Just an Val outpost, and yeah, basically the build, it is tanky as fuck. At least for the investment, it's really tanky, but yeah, after my last character, I was kinda starved for defense, and I overdid it. I sacrificed a lot of damage trying to get defense, and yeah, it shows. But those of you who want to play something like this, you can absolutely recreate it, but I would recommend to recreate it in a way that you would get a lot more damage, because my damage really sucks. I couldn't even kill the boss in Delve. So that's probably for you to see on another character, not this one. And I will not be playing this character anymore after the video, basically, because I'll be making a new one. So this is basically what I do currently for making currency, because I find the idle system is great, is fun, don't get me wrong. It's, I would say, more powerful than the Atlas in some scenarios, but I just like the Atlas much more, because you don't have to micromanage so much. You don't have to buy all the idols and then just switch them around. Even when you got the 3 presets for the idols, right? That means you need to buy 3 sets of idols, and yeah, to really optimize it, you need to do a lot of trading, and I just like the Atlas much better. Yeah, but as you can see, it's working. The build is working. This is depth 232, and you can manage to like farm currency with the build on. That's for damn sure. That's what I did, basically. And yeah, this is the gameplay showcase. The build is quite tanky. So let's jump straight into the items, I guess. From my last video, I upgraded my axe, and this one, don't mind the aspect of the cat on that, because that's what I did. I initially wanted to have Replica Farruls fur instead of my body armor to passively generate me frenzy and endurance charges, and also give me conditional onslaught, right? But I figured that even though all aspects don't have the spell tag, they are considered as a spell. How did I figure it out? I basically 6-linked my Farruls fur, and yeah, it was a pain. I've never been so unlucky on coloring the body armor. The 6 linking took me twice the average, took me around 3,000 fusings, and coloring the body armor cost me like 5 divines, maybe more. So even though I bought the replica Farruls fur for 30C, it cost me in the end like 8 to 9 divines to link it and color it, just because I was unlucky. I was never so unlucky on coloring, but yeah, sometimes shit like that happens, right? And then I found out that it was all for nothing, because the aspects don't work on this build, because thanks to your ascendancy, your spells are disabled, and the aspects are considered as a spell. Even though they don't have the spell tech, they are considered a spell. So it's disabled, you cannot use it with this ascendancy. So yeah, the aspect of the cat is nothing on there, but otherwise the X is just 450 physical DPSX that I bought for, I don't even know, 25, 35 chaos, really nothing really, just for 450, oh sorry, for 450 DPSX, physical DPSX. So you can get something like this for pretty cheap. Yeah, and I just realized that I still didn't change my gold rim. Even though I don't need it, I could buy just a helmet with a bit of res, because I'm overcapped and quite a lot. I could buy a helm with a bit of res and actually improve my chaos res, but yeah, I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to be playing this build anymore. Not because it's not fun, it's really fun for me, but because I want to make something more balanced in terms of damage and at the same time defense. And I don't want to be stuck in this event playing one build, so I'm gonna be switching to another build. Yeah, so helmet is still gold rim for now. Bought this shield for 1 divine. If you need to, you can change the, like, well, if I would need to, I would change the prefix to block chance, but I'd rather get the armor since I'm at 66% block already, so I'd rather get the block chance, the armor. And yeah, all I did basically was 2 to all max resist, chance to ward ailments, and as much life and armor as I can. And I got this for 1 divine. Originally the price was 2 divines, the person had it listed for, I don't know, 3 days. I asked him if he can sell it for a divine, he did, great. Some reasonably people are still there. Alright, amulet, just to fix my resists and get flat physical and life. The armor here was a bit of extra. Not my resists, but my attributes, sorry. Ring. This is a beast. I crafted my rings. Basically, I tried to get a flammability ring on hit, because you cannot use flammability yourself since it's a spell, but you can still get curse on hit rings. So that's what I did. I grabbed a bunch of warlord influenced amethyst rings, and I spammed on my harvest horticrafting station just like this. Put in the ring, and I spammed Reforge Caster. I don't have the Life Force now, but you get the idea. I would just spend Caster until you hit flammability, and then basically, if you don't have anything else, you've got your ring. But I wanted at least something that would give me a bit extra. Life, damage, resists, whatever. And one of those rings I crafted, I landed on this one, and this is basically perfect suffixes. T1 all res and T1 fire res, and even perfectly rolled. So I just told myself that I have to basically use this one, craft on life, and call it a day. And yeah, I'll be selling this one right after. The cost should be something, I don't know, around 9 divines, maybe, but I don't know if these flammability rings are really popular. So, that's what I did for the ring, and I crafted a bunch of those and already sold a couple, and I'm still selling a couple of them. basically failed crafts or something that was decent, but I didn't want to use it. Yeah, for example, this, no, not this one, but this one, again, just resists and crafted life flammability. And again, flammability with crit multi and rarity. I'm actually surprised this one didn't sell yet, but probably no one needs a flammability ring on hit with actually rarity, right? Maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll sell it for two divines. I already sold 3 for each one for 2 divines, so made a couple divines like that. And yeah, still got one left over. Yeah, but that's how I did the ring. The other ring is Polar Devastation for the Covered in Ash to make enemies slower and also give them 20% increased fire damage taken. The body armor is just whatever armor chest I could get. I got this one like this for 10c, I think. You could absolutely recraft this one. It's not anything great, but it gave me all I needed. And the main line here is chance to gain frenzy charge on hit. So, because I couldn't use my Replica Farruls, basically. Or I could use my Replica Farruls, but all it gave me was, I don't know, 1100 evasion, 1k armor, and 80 life. So, there's no point of using it. I bought this chest, linked it, and yeah. Call it a day. Now I got my frenzy charges. Frenzy charges are great because they give you more attack speed, and since you already got a lot of increased attack speed, it's really effective to get frenzy charges into the build. Boots, bought these for, I don't know, a couple tens of chaos, and I used the Eldritch currencies to get chance to avoid elemental ailments, and I tried to get the Scorched Ground. That would also help for a single target, but I ran out of the currencies, and at the moment, I don't know, I didn't have gold or something. Basically, I didn't want to bother trying to get more, so that got Brittle Ground there, but that's useless for my current version of the build. Sorry. Yeah, but all they are, just life, armor, resists. That's it. An open suffix for you to be able to craft the chance to avoid elemental ailments. Belt, reusing from my last build, just changed the craft from evasion to armor. Yeah, so just life resists and the craft. And gloves, basically the build that the thing that I'm building this build around. Yeah, they give you more maximum Fortify and 1% increased maximum attack speed per fortification. So, thanks to my Ascendancy, I'm getting 2% attack speed per 1 fortification. Yeah, also the flasks. I bought a couple good flasks. And, yeah, bought them all, and they cost me, I don't know, altogether 3 divines, 2 divines for all of them. All of the flasks, including the tincture. So all of them got the gain 3 charges when you're hit by an enemy. And if you don't have any evasion or any basically attack avoidance or hit avoidance, then this charges up crazy fast. This modifier, I underestimated it a couple times before, but now I really felt it that it charges up my flasks a lot. You especially feel it in the Maven invitations with the bosses. Yeah, so silver flask armor, stun and block recovery, attack damage leech test life. That's the only source of my life leech, basically, this flask. And silver flask for reduced effect of curses. Why this low roll on the reduced effect? Because the only one with better rolls on trade was like for 2 divines, and I really didn't feel like paying 2 divines for silver flask, which I'm probably not gonna be using on any of my other builds, right? So I bought this low rolled for, I don't know, 20c. And lastly, the tincture. tincture is wonderful for this build, and I was quite surprised how cheap tinctures are for the power they give you. Bought this one for 46 DC, gave it a quality, and what it basically is a couple seconds of huge damage increase uptime. So that's essentially what it is. Gives me 25% penetrate all res and 131 L damage with melee weapons. And that's a lot if you combine it together. And yeah, it's a double tier 1, and I've got this one for, as I said, 40 to 60 C. So they are really cheap for some reason. Yeah, sorry. So these are the items. Now for the skill tree. Yeah, let's start off with the Ascendancy. I'm a Behemoth, so I took the Rampager, you basically have to, then disables all your spells. And this downside is a bit unfortunate one, because, as I said, it doesn't only, like, disable any of your auras or curses, but it also disables skills like Blood Rage, Berserk, or even the aspects, right? So this downside is really a bad one. But you get the Rampage basically all the time, because it doesn't count just from kills but from hits. So if you've got a skill that rapidly hits, then you're in a good spot. Then I took the Rampart. For melee it's Fortify and regen per fortification. And once I'm in combat with maximum fortification, I'm regening something like 700 life just from this node, I think. Maybe more. Not sure yet. With the Sulfur Flask, I think I'm regening something around 900 life during fight. So this one is pretty good. And this one, basically the same thing as the gloves give me. Max fortification and attack speed per fortification, and with the combination of these two, you get 2 attack speed per 1 fortification. And that means with my 44 fortification, I'm getting 88 increased attack speed. That's why I want to get more attack speed, and that's why I went for multi-strike to basically scale my attack speed even further. Yeah, and for the last one, this was a no-brainer. I took Sheer Fury for the maximum range and chance to gain up to maximum range. This basically is 15% more damage for the build. Alright, the rest of the skill tree. Let me close this. I changed it around quite a lot, because in the end I felt like this whole section wasn't worth it, so I changed the skill tree to go more into the top section. So from the start again, you go down for the max resists and the block here, and this mastery is crucial. You could also get it down here. This mastery is crucial for the chance to avoid elemental elements, because this is the last 20% that I need. I'm getting 35 from my shield, 45 from my boots, and the rest is from this mastery. The 25 left. So I'm exactly at 100%. And that's nice. So I'm element immune. Yeah, still going for the maximum rage here and the life. And these nodes are still crucial for the maximum fortification as for this build, right? Also life regen per fortification rate. These max resists. And yeah, this node is basically 100% increased damage, this mastery, and basically take all the rage along the way. I'm missing this one, and here 2 maximum rage, which is a bit unfortunate, but maybe you could anoint this for the increased armor. Yeah, but I'm also using a cluster jewel. That's another thing quite important, because you need cluster jewel to get mana leech. So I'm using Field of Fight and Veteran Defender for some attributes and resists, and also defenses from a shield. because from a shield that's how I get most of my armor. And yeah, if you're wondering what's my armor, it's currently just sitting not even 13k, but you've got a pretty good flask uptime, so it's, you technically can include the flasks, so it's more like 24,000, and that's enough for the content I was doing. If you count in all the rest of the defense, basically the max resist, the frenzy charges and stuff. Yeah, max res here, avatar of fire, important to convert the rest of your damage to fire, and using this one for extra exposure and this one for extra exposure, and also this for penetrate and physical extra fire. And interesting thing I'm using here, nature's patience, because I knew I would be slow, so I doubled down basically and went for even more slow. And how I'm traveling, you might have seen it in the gameplay showcase. I'm traveling by leap slamming. That's just it. I'm basically not using my walk almost at all. I'm using my legs for jumping and for running. So that's what I did. Gives me less damage taken and 20% chance to deal double damage while I'm basically stationary for 5 seconds. And if you're going to drop a life flask like I did, I recommend getting a corrupted blood immunity somewhere. So I got it on a jewel like this. And yeah, the only other jewel I'm using in this build is basically this one for increased damage. But even this 4 times increased damage doesn't give me too much, because I'm already having, when I looked into the PoE, I don't want to lie now, but 700 to 900, something like that, I'm not sure. And without scaling crit or anything like that, this really doesn't give you that much. So yeah, the sad truth about the build, it has a really low DPS. It's around 1 million DPS, let's say. Sometimes more, sometimes less, right? But let's say it has 1 million DPS. The PoE may not look like million DPS when I include it in the video, but you have to take into consideration that your Volcanic Fissure of Snaking hits always at least 2 times. So basically you have to double your damage, and then sometimes what can happen that sometimes it can hit 3 times or even 4 times, right? So you get to basically add that to your DPS, so that makes it around 1 million DPS. Yeah, almost forgot the skill gem setup. Not much here to talk about. Let's start with the main thing: Volcanic Fissure of Snaking, multi-strike, melee damage, melee physical, and the unfortunate part is that it gives you less attack speed, but yeah, the more melee physical damage is just too good to pass up. Awaken Fire Penetration, bought this one for 2 divines just to get exposure into the build. And Combustion, just to get more minus res and fire damage at all times. Yeah, these are the main links. Then Leap Slam, faster attacks, momentum, and Enduring Cry with Urgent Orders to basically press Enduring Cry on bosses to be able to generate endurance charges even on bosses, right? While mapping, you don't have to worry about it because you've got this 10% chance to gain endurance charge on kill while holding a shield. So you don't have to care about it while you're mapping, but for bosses you need to press your Enduring Cry. So that is basically the whole build. Yeah, that's, I think, all I wanted to show you. And yeah, it's a bit unfortunate that it is too low on single target, and if I were to remake this build, I would definitely scale crit chance and maybe take some of the points out of the defensives and change the skill tree again and start scaling crit, actually. Yeah, but as I said, I want to play another build, don't want to be stuck with one build for this league, basically, for this event. Yeah, so that's it. Maybe if you're wondering about the microtransactions, you want to have a look. It's Deadly Renegade armor set with breach core boots. You cannot really even see the boots, so yeah, basically use whatever boots. And Beastmaster gloves with Arch Nemesis weapon, Sunrise weapon effect. For the shield, it's Insatiable Malice weapon effect. Cloak, Deadly Renegade cloak, free life flask effect, whatever. I'm not even, or free flask effect. I'm not even using. Basically, you could replace it. You don't even see it pop off. Basically, I thought it's only for life flasks, but apparently not. But yeah, I should take it off because it does this lightning effect, and I'm not a lightning build, so yeah, basically you get the idea. Malice Porter, Portrait, and Heartseeker Porter effect, and the Leap Slam, pretty like this, is Celestial Leap Slam. You basically disappear for a split second, and then you appear again and do the AoE. Yeah. So that's it, that's the build. These are the MTXs. Sorry, I'm still sick. But either way, thank you guys very much for watching. And as I said, I really wouldn't recommend recreating this build, and I'm thinking about including something underneath in the, maybe in the comments or in the description of the video, that my builds are not build guides, they're more of a build showcases. So I don't want to basically force anyone to build the way I did, because all I'm doing is showcasing what I'm doing. So with these videos, when I'll make a build guide, I'll specifically name it and call it a build guide, right? So doesn't mean that you cannot copy these showcases, you absolutely can, but don't expect of me to give you like further and further updates to basically make it a real build guide, right? It's a showcase, more of a Mathel style videos, basically a showcase of a build. If you feel like copying it, then feel free, absolutely. But if you in the end want to copy something, then you can go ahead and ask me on stream. And that's why I'm saying this, because I've had a couple people come to my stream and that they said basically that they used my builds like build guides, and I'm a bit worried because these builds are not really optimized or anything whatsoever. So I don't want to break someone's leak. Basically, that hasn't been a case yet, or at least no one told me that they switched to my build and that they broke the budget or whatever. So yeah, keep that in mind, that they're not build guides, they're more of a build showcases, but still feel free if you want to copy it, but copy it at your own risk. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say at the end. Okay, thank you very much for watching, Exiles, and see you in the next video, probably the next build. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video, and see you next time, Exiles. Bye bye.